Yeah.
So, all right, hey, let's get over to meteorologist Hannah Gard now. Hannah, any space trees in our future?
No, but we do have to watch for the tropics as we head into this week. We have Tropical Storm Rafael that is in the Caribbean right now, passing by Jamaica. Currently has 60-mile-per-hour sustained winds, so this is a strengthening tropical storm. It's moving northwest at 13 miles per hour, and by the time we get to tomorrow morning, we will see a Category 1 hurricane as it passes over the Cayman Islands and western Cuba, and then emerges into the Gulf of Mexico, still as a Category 1 hurricane. And on the higher end there, you can see 90-mile-per-hour sustained winds on the forecast by Thursday morning. Friday, still a hurricane. And then once we get to the weekend, we start to see more uncertainty with the cone because it gets broader. We could see a westerly path or a northerly path, but we also see weakening. So if we do see a track toward the northern Gulf, tropical storm by the end of the weekend, and it could very, very quickly deteriorate after that. But right now, the storm is still coming together. Starting to see a couple of wind gusts there in Kingston, almost 40 miles per hour. You can see the center here, though, wrapping up, and we're starting to see some convection blowing up there. We will soon have a hurricane as it heads toward the Cayman Islands. We have hurricane warnings in effect for the Cayman Islands and western Cuba, tropical storm warnings for the Florida Keys. So we are going to see impacts to those island areas. And then it heads west. We kind of see a turn there after it moves into the Gulf. And if you look at this little plume of warmer water, super warm in the Caribbean, and we have a little tongue of that warm water in the Gulf. That's called the loop current. We are expecting Rafael to kind of travel over that current, which is why it could sustain that strength. But then in the northern Gulf and even the western Gulf, we really lose that heat content to the water, and we're going to have a lot of wind shear that it's battling. These white and purple colors, that's really strong wind shear from low pressure that's coming down over the plains. We have multiple low pressure systems that are running into this high pressure that will be weakening over Florida, and that's going to cause this southwesterly shear, which tears a storm apart. It can move the top spin, the upper level spin from that system away from the surface spin, and that will make it fall apart. So as it moves into the northern Gulf, that's why we're expecting that weakening, because we do see a lot of shear that's going to ultimately kind of weaken this. Now, if it stays farther down to the south, it could maintain that tropical storm strength for longer. But look at the models here. They really diverge from each other. We even see one that kind of pulls it up and then pushes it back down to the south. There's this track over here to the west where we could see potentially it remain a little bit stronger. But a lot of these models that get to the northern Gulf have this just becoming a broad spin of clouds as it comes inland because of that shear. So what to know? After all that, it will arrive late Wednesday in the Gulf, could hold that intensity until Friday as a hurricane, but then that wind shear and cooler water is really going to disturb this from being a stronger storm. So don't go canceling the weekend plans. We could get some rain and wind from this, but I do think that it has a good chance of falling apart very quickly as it comes inland. But we'll keep a rain chance. Today we have 40%, and then we'll maintain that through the weekend as we could see some rain from that system. Today, seeing a lot of cloud cover. We do have a couple of showers for election day as you're headed out to the polls, especially in the afternoon and early evening. So bring the umbrella. This isn't going to be big storms, though. You could see a downpour or two, so watch out for that. We'll be in the mid-80s, still warm and humid. Very windy, too, into the afternoon with those stray showers. You can see them starting to pop up on radar. We've also had multiple tornado warnings over here near Lafayette. We had a storm report there that we did see 2 injuries from, potentially a tornado, but labeled as thunderstorm wind damage. So they've already had some impactful storms coming from this strong cold front. All the cool air stuck over here to the west of us. And you can see that severe threat extending across Louisiana into parts of Mississippi. They just added that level 2 out of 5 threat. That's to the west of us. Not super worried about getting any of these severe storms in our area because this is high pressure. It's kind of blocking us from that. So I do think we could see a few showers, maybe a storm or two, but a lot of this is just going to be some light to moderate rainfall. Tomorrow we could see a couple of showers as well. So get out there, vote, but bring the umbrella. You might need it. Tomorrow we'll see some sunshine. Thursday, same. And then we'll see those impacts from Rafael potentially into the weekend. Again, we'll watch that closely as it continues to make its path into the Gulf. Back to you.